No, 16 billion passwords did not get leaked. This story and more on ThreatWire. Once again, no, 16 billion passwords did not get leaked. First reported by cybernews.com, they claimed that a new dataset appeared on the internet and was comprised of passwords ranging from social media sites to corporate platforms. The issue is that due to poor wording and internet hype, news outlets ran with the story that this was an unprecedented release of information that would have massive consequences. The reality of things? This 16 billion length password dataset was actually just a compilation of old datasets made by info stealers, malware, and other older leaks. The values in this dataset are not new, they are old. This has been confirmed by many cybersecurity professionals and researchers. Mainstream media ran with the FUD, and we're all susceptible to propaganda at some point in our lives. A new CVE has been added to the Known Exploited Vulnerabilities catalog by CISA. The thing is, this vulnerability is over 2 years old. The CVE 2023-0386 was originally reported in 2023 and had a CVSS score of 7.8, allowing for Linux kernel privilege escalation from within the overlay FS subsystem. Linux kernel improper ownership management vulnerability. Linux kernel contains an improper ownership management vulnerability where unauthorized access to the execution of the setuid file with capabilities was found in the Linux kernel's overlay FS subsystem and how a user copies a capable file from a no SUID mount into another mount. This UID mapping bug allows a local user to escalate their privileges on the system. A vulnerability being added to the Known Exploited Vulnerabilities catalog means that all federal civilian executive branch agencies are required to remediate the vulnerabilities in the KEV catalog by a certain date. The addition means that this CVE is still being exploited in the wild today, and many groups are at risk. While it's required that these agencies resolve the vulnerabilities by a given due date, it acts as a good measure for non-government companies to work towards remediating these issues too. All Linux kernels version prior to 6.2-RC6 are affected by the CVE, so be sure to update as needed. Google Ads have a history of being misrepresentative of the final endpoint the clicker ends up at. We covered this situation in our ThreatWire episode for the week of January 20th, 2025, linked below. Then, Google Ads were hiding and actively linking to phishing websites. New research from Malwarebytes Labs shows Google's result being abused to misrepresent information to vulnerable populations. Sounds vague, sounds bad, but let's break this down. Now, bad actors are taking out advertisements to legitimate websites, but they figured out that by embedding values into query params, they can force display fake information onto legitimate sites. Once the website loads, these query params are not sanitized before being displayed in the search bar of the website or wherever the query param results are being displayed. The bad actors use this bypassing to trick unaware users into calling a phone number that bad actors own. Then it's a matter of a normal scam phone call process, convincing the user to hand over sensitive information or money. A technically more correct name for this type of attack would be a search parameter injection attack, because the scammer has crafted a malicious URL that embeds their own fake phone number into a genuine site's legitimate search functionality. While this is utilizing Google Ads to link users to bad URLs, I personally believe the onus to prepare and repair for these kinds of parameter injection attacks is on the targeted website's responsibility. Hopefully, we will see companies start to roll out protections and preparations for handling bad query injections if they're willing to include it in their user threat models. Thank you so much for watching ThreatWire for the week of June 23rd, 2025. If you enjoyed this show, please head over to patreon.com/ThreatWire. With DEF CON coming up, do you have any ideas or requests for ThreatWire related stickers you would like for me to give to you if you see me on the conference floor? Definitely let me know in the comments down below.